Hello everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. This is Aparna, your astrologer. Now, before I begin today's content, I just want to thank everyone for liking, subscribing, commenting on my channel, on my content. I really appreciate your contribution. Thank you very much. And for those who are watching and find value in my content and have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do, because that will help me grow my channel. So thank you once again, everybody. Now, in today's content, I will be covering the full moon on the 13th of July 2022. It's a full moon in Capricorn and it occurs at about 21 degrees 21 minutes Capricorn. So it's a full moon, so sun is in the opposite sign to Capricorn, which is Cancer, and it is Cancer season as well. So sun is in the sign of Cancer and full moon will be in the sign of Capricorn on the 13th of July. Now, this is the Cancer and Capricorn dynamic. Now, a full moon is a time of fulfillment. It's a period of release. It's a period of illumination, change, readjustment, revelation, release, ending, culmination, and all that. So whatever you began in recent past, especially around 6 months ago when the new moon in the sign of Capricorn occurred in the month of January, but it can be even November, December. So something that began around that time may be coming to a culmination, or a time of fulfillment, or a time of realization or revelation. And whatever comes to light during this time, there will be an opportunity for you to make changes, readjust your plan and move forward. So during this time, any issues related to wherever your Capricorn sign sits in your chart may come to surface, and you will have to deal with these issues. Now, this can lead to changes, growth, fulfillment, or it can lead to endings. So a full moon can give the opportunity to bring a change in life in that Capricorn matter due to better understanding of that matter, because because full moon is a time of illumination. Moon is fully illuminated because sun is opposite it, and the sun's rays is fully illuminating the moon. So there's a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding in your Capricorn matter. So see your chart wherever your Capricorn sign sits, whichever house it occupies. That's the area of life that will get full illumination, full understanding. Now, if you got personal planet in the sign of Capricorn, especially around 21 degrees, about 4 or 5 degrees before and after, you will definitely feel the energy of this full moon more personally, more significantly in your life. So look at your chart and see where Capricorn sign is, and not just the Capricorn sign, even Cancer sign, because it's opposite, and full moon is always about relationship. It's about harmony and balancing. So the sun, moon both comes into play during this time. So if you have got planets in Cancer as well, it is going to be significant for you, and other cardinal signs as well, because it's going to square. So definitely it's a very crucial time for everybody. So look at your chart, and wherever the Capricorn sign, Cancer sign sits, you will have some kind of change, revelation, adjustment, readjustment, release. Information will come to light for you to be able to move forward, make changes, and this can come through understanding the issue and facing it head on, or finding a compromise, finding a middle ground, because full moons are about relationships. So it's all about meeting halfway. Now, it is the Capricorn Cancer dynamic. Now, Cancer is a nurturing sign and Capricorn is all about legacy. So during this time, there's focus on your Capricorn energy. So there's a need to find a work-life balance, or work and home balance during this time, because this full moon is going to really make you focus more on your work matters, your the effort that you put, the career matters, your reputation, your public image, your legacy, what you do in the public sphere, and basically external validation, the need for external validation, all that issues related to that will come to light during this time. Now, there's definitely a need to balance this energy, this outward external energy, with inner contentment, inner fulfillment, more caring, more nurturing, more focusing or, not ignoring the domestic side of your life, the home side, the family members and all that. So definitely it's very important to find a balance with home and work situation in your life. Also, Cancer represents the fourth house energy and Capricorn the 10th house energy. So it's also about your roots, your tradition, your convention, your past as well. So all those any energies needs to be released. So anything that's holding you back during this time also will come to light, and there's a need to overcome these energy in order to move forward. Now, this Capricorn full moon is making aspect to quite a few energies, quite a few planetary energies, and they're very significant because with the full moon in the sign of Capricorn at 21 degrees, it's going to be, first of all, it's opposite sun, so that's very significant. It's also in a very harmonious aspect with Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Now, Capricorn is an earth sign, Cancer is a water sign, and Taurus is an earth sign, so it all goes well together. It's very harmonious energy. Now, Uranus is this genius energy, innovative energy, game-changing, progressive energy, but it's also erratic and disruptive. But because it's a harmonious aspect, you will be inspired to take a risk during this time. You want to feel free. You want to fully engage with what you want, your future. You're very future oriented during this time. You're also very much willing to experiment as well. You're very creative during this time. So definitely this Uranus effect on sun and moon both during this full moon is going to really bring out the creativity, the need to take a risk, the need to be more future oriented and really move forward, freeing yourself. So that's definitely will be on everybody's mind during this time. Now, Neptune is also connecting in the sign of Pisces with this full moon because Neptune is at 25 degrees Pisces and will be connecting with this full moon in Capricorn in a harmonious aspect. Now, this Neptune connecting with Capricorn will bring a bit of relaxed, fanciful, playful energy and also creative, sensitive, compassionate energy during this time. So this is a very good free-flowing creative energy during this time. So you have this Uranus, which is about taking a risk, moving forward, freeing yourself, connecting with the Neptune, which is about creativity, being playful, being more imaginative and all that. So it's a good energy both together. Now, the full moon is also going to connect with North Node in the sign of Taurus. Now, North Node is at 20 degrees during this full moon, which is very close to 21 degrees that the Capricorn full moon is at. So this is a good time, very harmonious alignment. So you will definitely feel a sense of purpose during this time, and whatever direction you're trying to take with this Uranus and Neptune energy, trying to free yourself and move forward, it will feel right, even though it may seem risky during this time, but it will feel right. So trust your instinct and make progress wherever you want to make progress, wherever your Capricorn sign sits in your chart. So it's a very good energy. Now, Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn as well since 2008 and is at the last degrees of Capricorn during this full moon. It's at about 27 degrees Capricorn. Now, full moon is about 6 degrees away from Pluto, so it's not connected. It's not conjuncting during this full moon because with Pluto, it's better to take 3 to 4 degrees of orb. That's when it's more influential. But during this full moon, it's 6 degrees away. Pluto is 6 degrees away from this full moon in Capricorn. But the important thing to notice is both are in the sign of Capricorn. So this Pluto energy has been bringing intensity to this Capricorn energy for many years. Now, with this full moon occurring, which is about culmination and ending, it kind of brings an intensity to the culminations, the endings, the revelations, the realizations that are coming during this full moon in 2022, this Capricorn full moon. So there will be a sense of intensity, transformation, regeneration as well. So whatever you're releasing yourself from during this time, especially in terms of your way in the world, the way you perceive yourself, your legacy, your career matters, your overall persona, how you project yourself, how you're perceived externally, all that energy, there would be a sort of sense of transformation, regeneration with this Pluto in the last degrees of Capricorn, which is very crucial energy for the next few years. But during this full moon, you will feel the intensity, the need for transformation will be intense during this time. So all these planetary energy on this full moon is very important to release from old patterns, from traditions, from conventions that is not helping you grow, and bring a sense of purpose, moving forward. Be more playful, more compassionate, more imaginative, and do walk on that path that feels right for you. And even if it seems risky during this full moon, do consider taking that path if it instinctively feels right for you. So definitely it's a very crucial full moon. It's a super moon as well. So definitely it's a crucial time for release. It's an emotional time as well, because full moons, new moons are always an emotional time. So, but here it's definitely a time of culmination matters of your public life, your career, your reputation, your legacy, your public image, external validation, your perception, external perception, how you're perceived externally, all that. And you're balancing all these energies with your home life, your private life, your family members, your roots, tradition, your sense of belonging, your sense of nurturance, your sense of inner contentment and fulfillment. So it's a very crucial energy. So do use this full moon to express yourself as well, because the other aspect that is very crucial with this full moon is Mercury in the sign of Cancer connecting with the sun in the sign of Cancer. So it's opposing the full moon during this time as well. So Mercury is also very crucial during this time. And with this full moon, Capricorn, sun in Cancer, Mercury in Cancer, Uranus in Taurus, North Node in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces, all these energies with Pluto in Capricorn, all these energies coming together. This is definitely a time to release yourself from stuck energy, be socially engaged, be intellectually engaged, balance yourself, your life direction, your sense of direction, your roots, your past. All these energies will be illuminated during this time. And definitely it's a time with this Mercury and Uranus harmonizing with this full moon. It's definitely a time for some kind of important realization and some kind of moving forward, a progressive energy, risk-taking energy, definitely. So be social, be experimentative during this time, and really, have the courage to be honest with yourself, think about yourself, what you want from future. So that's very important during this time. Now I will discuss all the 12 zodiac sign and how the full moon will affect each of the zodiac signs. So it's a very important full moon. So let's begin with each of the 12 zodiac signs. Aries, for you, the Capricorn full moon occurs in your 10th house and the sun will be in your 4th house. So for you, during this full moon, the 10th house and 4th house axis is highlighted. Now, there is an emphasis on the 10th house in your career matters. So there's a special spotlight on career matters. So the focus is on you, your public image, your reputation, your external self, how you come across in front of authority figure in your career matters, in professional matters, in business matters, and all that. So this is the time to put your best foot forward, because you may be suddenly called for promotion or taking more responsibility, or to perform, basically. Some kind of job responsibility may come your way during this time that requires you to perform. So there's a need to put your best foot forward, because the focus is a lot on you during this time, since the full moon, the sign of Capricorn, is in your 10th house. So this is the time to show your competence, what you're made of, your capabilities, your skills, and all that. And Aries, it's a good idea to perform your duties with grace and dignity during this time, and maintain your integrity as you focus on your professional aspirations and your work responsibilities during this time. Now, there may be a situation where there may be issues with authority figure during this time as well. So any kind of confrontation or power struggle that you may be facing in your career matters, or with senior members of your in your company or wherever you work. So there's a need to deal with any kind of issues with a cool mind during this time. So stay calm during this time, most definitely, and do not engage in any kind of office drama if it's not worth it. So if there are any issues, definitely it's important to address them peacefully, but do not get but do not get triggered during this time, Aries. Now, it is important with the moon and sun in your 10th and 4th house axis. You're balancing your career matters with your personal responsibilities in your home and family environment. And there's a need to trust yourself a little bit more during this time, Aries. Now, North Node and Uranus is making an aspect to this full moon. Now, North Node and Uranus both are in the sign of Taurus in your second house. So definitely there's a need to be a little bit more progressive in terms of your self-worth, your money matters, how you see your money matters and all that. Now, since the focus is on your career, there may be opportunity for financial growth as well, because maybe you get a promotion or a career, rise, some kind of upliftment in your career matters. So that can lead to a sudden change in your financial matters as well. So you will definitely feel during this time, that you're on the right path, even if there are some kind of confrontation or struggles during this time. And this is not for everyone. Not everyone will have confrontation and struggles. Some of you may just have a smooth sailing because you may be promoted or better career outcomes during this time, financial betterment as well. So definitely do evaluate your life direction, your career path, whatever you are, wherever you're heading. So whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever goals and ambition that you have, Aries, during this time, make sure it is what you really want, what really makes you happy. So it's very important to trust your instinct during this time and follow your instinct, follow your heart, do what makes you happy from within, what brings a sense of contentment and fulfillment from within, Aries. Taurus, for you, the Capricorn full moon on the 13th of July occurs in your 9th house. Now, 9th house is a house of your perception. It's a house of your impulses, your belief system, your faith, your philosophies, your need to travel, learn, explore, have an adventure basically. Now, the sun is in the sign of Cancer during this time and in your 3rd house. So that is a house of thinking and logic. So there's a need for balance between your impulses and your logical mind during this time, Taurus, with a special emphasis on your impulses, on your beliefs, on your perception, how you see things, how you see the world. Now, during this full moon is all about culmination. It's about realization, illumination, enlightenment. So during this time, you will need to stand for what you believe in, because that is focused here. You're understanding your beliefs during this time. You're understanding what you stand for and what you believe in. And there's a need to, voice those opinions as well during this time. Now, there may be people in your life that are ready to say their truth during this time, and you may feel a bit curbed during this time. But it's very important to reveal what you have on your mind as well. What is your perception? What is your perspective? How you see things? What are your belief systems? How you understand, things and all that. So it's very important during this time, Taurus, to not remain unseen and do express yourself. Do stand up for your beliefs, whatever you believe in, Taurus. Now, Taurus, there's an emphasis on your sign during this full moon. Now, the entire year, there's a special emphasis on your sign because North Node is in your sign, the sign of Taurus. Uranus is also there. So there's definitely a lot of emphasis on yourself, on your self-image, how you see things, your perception, your personal life path, your destiny, your priorities and all that. So with this full moon on your 9th house of your own perception, your own self, your own belief system, there's definitely a need to understand your life direction, your sense of purpose, and take a risk as well in terms of what you believe in. Have an adventure, explore, learn, travel, whatever you need to do to open your mind and to take on new opportunities. So it's very important to trust your instinct during this time. With this North Node in your 1st house and Uranus in your 1st house, there's a need to take risk, be progressive, move forward with innovative ideas, take a risk, be experimentative during this time. And you will definitely feel, whatever you do during this time, you will feel that you're on the right path, because North Node and Uranus both are, aspecting this full moon in a very harmonious way. So it's a very good time to take risk and move forward. Now, Capricorn is an earth sign just like you, Taurus. So the energies are very harmonious. So this is a good time to release any old energies, traditional energies, old belief system, things that does not work for you anymore. it's a good idea to release those energies and move forward with renewed energy, renewed perception, renewed belief system, and also stand up for your belief system as well. So whatever experiences you have had in your life, whatever you have learned, whatever you know, your wisdom, whatever you have explored, this is a time to trust those instincts and, you know, stand up for yourself and move forward. Now, Sun and Mercury both are in the sign of Cancer during this time in your third house. So you will definitely can come to a sudden realization during this time, and important realization as well, especially regarding your communication, connection, how you see your environment, how you see yourself, your own logical mind, your own thinking, and, you know, people around you as well. So something will definitely come to mind that will make you understand the whole situation better in your life, whatever situation you might be in during this time. So that's very important to, you know, keep in mind as well, because with this understanding of your mind, your thinking, your impulses, your beliefs, your faith, there is a transformation on the way, because Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn in your ninth house. So already your perception, your belief system, you're going through a transformation for many years, and this time during this full moon, this will definitely come to an intense culmination and moving forward. So definitely there's a need to be more adventurous, more open-minded, and really be open to new territories, new opportunities, you know, something that grows you, improves you, and really gives you a sense of purpose going forward, Taurus. Geminis, for you, the Capricorn full moon on the 13th of July occurs in your 8th house. Now, 8th house is a house of shared resources, shared finances, intimate bonds. It's a house of karmic debt and financial debt, loans, social finance, and all that. So when a full moon occurs in your 8th house, the 8th house matter will come to light. So some kind of revelation, realization, culmination, ending, or the need for readjustment and change during this full moon definitely will be there in your 8th house matter. Now, Sun is in the sign of Cancer in your 2nd house during this time. So your 8th house and 2nd house dynamic is in focus. So 8th house and 2nd house is the money axis. So it's about personal finance and shared finance. So what you make by yourself and what you make in a collaboration or in a mutual financial situation. So during this time, there's a need to realize that if you have been, you know, plodding all alone, working by yourself, not depending on other people, not wanting to collaborate, not wanting to connect with people, especially for mutual gains like a business partnership or collaboration or, you know, cooperation, this full moon is a time of realization that it's a good idea to collaborate, and that's the way you will gain more going forward. Because Gemini as a sign, you're very good at collaborating, you're very good at networking, connecting, communicating. That's what Gemini sign, you know, signifies. So you are very good at all these you know, energies. So during this full moon, do put yourself out there, do connect with people, do collaborate in order to, you know, improve your financial situation going forward. Now, during this time, there's also an opportunity to pay off any financial debt or loan, you know, repay those if you have any. And, you know, that will also help you release any kind of burden, financial burden on you. That will help you release any kind of financial burden going forward. Now, there may also be a situation where other people need your help financially. So just have a look at these energies during this time. So look at these matters deeply, because 8th house is about going deeper, analyzing your financial situation, analyzing your accounts and all that, and you know, coming up with the best possible solution going forward with this full moon energy. So whatever is hidden, whatever was under the surface, especially financial you know, related matters, issues, or any crisis, any issues, financial issues, if you have been facing, all that will come to surface. There will be an opportunity for understanding it better and, you know, making changes going forward. Now, during this full moon, North Node and Uranus is in your 12th house. So this is also a very spiritual time for you. You are also releasing old energies, old ways of doing things, especially things that are keeping you stuck in the mindset, especially from past pattern or past relationship or past energies. So if things are keeping you stuck, this is the time to release those as well. and move forward with better understanding of your life direction, reevaluating your life direction and taking a risk and feeling a sense more stronger sense of purpose going forward, Geminis. So that's very important during this time. Now Sun and Mercury are in the second house, in your personal finance house. So there would be some important realization regarding your personal finance or how to manage your finance during this time. So just be mindful of not overindulging yourself, impulsively spending money too much during this time. So find a balance with your finances, how much you spend, your incoming and outgoing, Geminis, in during this full moon. And also something that you may have started in the last 6 months may be coming to a ending during this time. So if you took a loan in the last 6 months, that you may be repaying that during this time. So some kind of financial improvement or realization or clarity definitely will come to you during this time going forward. So it is a time of transformation, because full moon in the sign of Capricorn in your 8th house connects with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Now it does not make a conjunction, but both the energies are in your 8th house. So 8th house is the house of transformation. So during this time, definitely there's a need to balance what makes you secure, what gives you a feeling of financial security, stability, and also other people's need, how you take care of other people as well during this time. So definitely Geminis, during this time it's a good idea to release your fear, release any paranoia or stuck energy, or stuck thinking pattern as well, your old perception, tradition and all that, and be open to asking for support and help from other people, whether it's your significant other, whether it's business partnership or community, whatever that might be. It's a good idea to ask for help if you need one. So do consider collaborating with people for mutual gains, mutual financial gain, to bring the future success in your life, Geminis. Cancer, for you, the Capricorn full moon on the 13th of July occurs in your 7th house, because Capricorn is the opposite sign. So your relationship matter, your partnership is spotlighted during this full moon. Now the sun is in your sign, in your 1st house, in the sign of Cancer. So your 7th house and 1st house dynamic is emphasized during this full moons, with a special focus on relationship matters. So during this time, it's very important to be honest in your relationship, in your intimate relationship. And this can be your committed relationship, your significant other, your marriage partner, a business partner, or even a rival, somebody you're in competition with, because 7th house is a house of open competition as well. So any one-to-one interaction, any social interaction during this time is definitely very important, and you may go through some kind of relationship test as well during this time. So if there are any issues in relationship, all those matters will come to surface during this full moon, because full moon is all about culmination. It's about illumination, more clarity, understanding, revelation, realization, release, ending. So anything that was started in the last 6 months may come to a turning point during this time. Now this can lead to an ending or a redefining, or understanding your responsibility better in a partnership and working together to reach common goals. So it's very important to understand the balance of power during this time between your own sense of self and how you manage it with other people. Now this can be business and personal, both ways. So it doesn't have to be your spousal relationship or your marriage relationship. It can be anybody. It can be a one-to-one dynamic with any significant other, anybody important in your life. So definitely this is the time to voice your opinion as well, speak your truth, and also allow other people to speak their truth. So definitely it's very important to balance the power during this time. Both the side needs to be balanced. So definitely it's important on your part, Cancer, to stay grounded, stay truthful to your own self, what you want from life, and do prioritize your needs as well as you balance it with other people, and maintain your sense of integrity going forward, Cancer. Now during this full moon, North Node and Uranus will be in the 11th house of social circle and collaboration. So again, there is a need to balance events, social activity, friend circle, networking, socializing, new encounters, or working together in a group or collaborating with people. So North Node and Uranus in 11th house will bring some kind of welcome change or sudden change in your collaboration or group activities. Now this is a time to take risk as well. So if there are any stuck energies in the way you deal with people, this is the time to break free and bring in new energy in order to bring growth, progress, going forward. And you will definitely feel a sense of purpose during this time where your collaborations are concerned. You definitely want some kind of action there, some kind of improvement, some movement, upward movement there. And you're definitely feeling whatever action you take during this time, during this full moon, you definitely will feel that you're aligned with your true path. So wherever you're heading, you understand that, and you're on the right path, basically, Cancer. Now Sun is in the first house in your sign. Mercury is also in the sign of Cancer during this full moon. So Sun and Mercury are conjunct. Now with Mercury in your first house, you may come to some kind of important realization during this time, especially where your relationship dynamic is concerned, your social life is concerned. You will come to some kind of important realization, some kind of understanding of where you stand. Now this full moon in the 7th house is together with Pluto. Now this full moon does not conjunct Pluto, but they are both in the same sign of Capricorn. Now Pluto has been in your 7th house, Cancer, since 2008. So your relationship matters are already going through massive transformation since a long time. And during this full moon, Pluto is in the last degrees of Capricorn. So it's almost on its way out of your 7th house. In a couple of years, it will be out of your 7th house. So during this full moon in Capricorn, there is a need for transformation, regeneration, and releasing old energies, old fears, old phobias regarding relationship during this time. And trust your instinct and take your relationship to the next level if you feel confident in it, or resolve any issues in your relationship, and understand your own truth, your own needs better going forward, Cancer. So it's very important time to balance yourself, find a balance, harmony in your relationship, so that you can find a middle ground, move forward, and bring that growth, more stability, security going forward in your relationship, Cancer. Leos, for you, the Capricorn full moon occurs in your 6th house. Now, 6th house is a house of work, health, your daily routine. So a full moon here is bringing to culmination or realization or revelation matters relating to your work and health matters. So what you're looking at here is deciding what brings satisfaction to you in terms of your work, your productivity, your usefulness, your daily structure, how you organize your life, your lifestyle, and all that. And also what is leading to exhaustion, stress, anxiety in your life. So is your structure, how you plan your day, is that leading to a stressful situation in your life? Or are you overworking, overextending yourself, and you don't have time for yourself? So it's very important to take care of your health during this time, and you will come to some kind of realization regarding that. Now, it can be your work matter as well, your job. So maybe the job you're doing, the current job you're doing, you're not satisfied with that, or it doesn't bring you the satisfaction that you see. And this full moon kind of brings a turning point or a realization regarding where you are in life, where your work and health matters are concerned. Now, the sun is in the sign of Cancer in your 12th house during this time. Now, 12th house is the house of rest. It's a house of retreating, isolation, solitude, quiet time. It's a house of meditation, taking a rest, your mental health, your well-being as well. So during this time, you're definitely trying to balance your work life and the need to take a rest. So do take time off your work and rest during this time. Now it is Cancer season. So Cancer season for Leos is about taking rest. It's about introspecting, reflecting on decisions, past decisions in the last 1 year or in the last 6 months. So definitely this is a time to look at your work and health matters, Leos, and either put a new plan regarding your work and health, matters. So you may be putting a new diet plan or exercise plan during this time, or you may be applying for another job, or you may be improving your work environment, wherever you work. So whatever that might be, during this time there's definitely going to be some kind of ending, culmination in terms of how you have been leading your life, where your work and health matters are concerned, Leo. So you're definitely experiencing major shift during this time, where your priorities, your productivity, your usefulness is concerned. So it's very important to focus on what brings you joy when you're doing something. So whatever work you get yourself involved in, make sure you enjoy it. It brings you fulfillment, it brings you satisfaction, and you're not doing it just for the sake of doing it, or you're overworking and overextending yourself, but there's no joy coming out of it. So it's very important, Leos, to find that inner joy in whatever you do during this time and going forward as well. And this full moon will bring a realization within yourself regarding these matters. So this is your opportunity to improve your working condition, improve your health, and do this without blaming other people or discouraging or showing discontentment to other people. So whatever changes you want to bring within yourself or in your life or in your daily structure, your lifestyle, Leos, it's important to do that, but don't blame others for your situation, for your current condition. Now during this full moon, North Node and Uranus are in your 10th house, in your career house. So you're going through major shift in your career matters, in your professional matters, in your public image, in your outward perception, how the world perceives you. You're going through a major change in those areas. So during this time, it's important to take risk where your professional matters or your business matters are concerned, and you will definitely feel more aligned to your sense of purpose, the life path, the path that you're walking on during this time. You will definitely feel more aligned with where you want to go. And with this full moon in your 6th house, this is a good opportunity to do something you love, something that brings joy in your heart, and align it with this Uranus and North Node energy in your career house. So your career house and 6th house, which is a work house, is combining during this time in a very harmonious aspect. So Leos, do use this time to do what you love and what brings you joy and fulfillment from within. Now the sun is in the 12th house. Now Mercury is also in the 12th house during this full moon. So the sun and Mercury both are together in 12th house and is opposite this full moon. So you will definitely have some kind of sudden realization, some important realization regarding your own subconscious self, regarding your own life direction and how you want to go forward. So definitely some kind of realization is definitely going to hit you during this time. Now this full moon is together with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Now they don't conjunct together in the sign of Capricorn, but both the energies are in the 6th house. So Pluto has been in the 6th house in the sign of Capricorn since 2008. So Leos, you're already going through major change, major transformation, where your lifestyle, your daily structures, your routines, habits, work, health, all that is concerned. Now Pluto is in the last few degrees of Capricorn, and in a couple of years it will be out of the Capricorn sign. So with this full moon, there's an intense need for transformation, regeneration in how you handle your daily life, your work, your structure, how you organize your life, to eliminate any kind of anxiety, stressful situation going forward. So do use this full moon as a turning point to bring about change in your daily life, in your work and health matters going forward, Leos. Virgos, for you, the Capricorn full moon on the 13th of July occurs in your 5th house. Now, 5th house is a house of self-expression, creative expression. It's a house of love, romance, your children, and creative project, passion projects, and all that. So when a full moon occurs in your 5th house, this is a time when the journey of your self-expression, your creative expression, yourself, what brings joy to you, what is in your heart, what brings delight to you, all these matters comes to a culmination, comes to a realization and revelation. So this is a time of self-discovery, Virgo. So it's very important to focus on what brings you joy, because it's all about your self-expression during this time, Virgos. And don't worry much about what other other people like, and if they approve or are happy with what you want to do with life or going forward, whatever you want to express yourself, whether it's creatively or affectionately, it's all about you, Virgo. So focus on your heart's desire, what you want to go, where you want to go, and trust yourself, your own instinct, your own truth, your own sensibility, your own talents, your own capabilities, your own passions, your own desires, Virgo. So that's the main focus during this full moon, because full moon is time of illumination. It's a time of turning point. So whatever is within your heart, this is a time to, really, this is a time to really bring those energies to surface and to really follow your own instinct, your own desires going forward. That's very important, Virgos, because you have been working very hard. You have been very focused on your goals, ambitions, your work. You have been focused on your productivity, your usefulness, and all that. But this is the time to, seek pleasure as well, to indulge in fun activities, pleasurable activities, entertainment, amusement, romance, love, all those things. And if you have children, this is a time to engage with your children as well. So definitely it's all about your own self-expression during this time. So in order to bring inner fulfillment, inner contentment, and to feel complete within yourself, Virgos, it's very important to trust your own instinct and really express your own self going forward. Now, during this full moon in Capricorn, North Node and Uranus both are in your 9th house in the sign of Taurus. So this full moon in Capricorn will align with both North Node and Uranus in a very positive way. So the alignment is very harmonious. Now, with North Node connecting with Uranus in Taurus, it's all about your sense of purpose, your life direction, your soul path. So you will feel very energized during this time, and you will also feel that you're on the right path, and you will be willing to take risk during this time as well, because you want to bring progress, you want to bring growth in your life. So you're definitely feeling very creative, very innovative, very risk-taking during this time. And it's a good idea to express yourself freely and, be a bit more bold, courageous during this time as you express yourself. Now, the sun is in the sign of Cancer because it's opposite the full moon. So it's a full moon is in Capricorn, so sun is in the sign of Cancer and in your 11th house. Now, along with sun, Mercury is also in the 11th house in the sign of Cancer. So you will come to some kind of realization regarding your place in a collaboration or a group activity or organization during this time. Now, the emphasis is on your expression and your place in a group activity during this time, with special focus on what you are contributing in a group activity. So some kind of creative project or work project or passion project may be coming to a culmination as well during this time, and you are probably analyzing your contribution in a group project or a group work during this time going forward. Now, this full moon in 5th house is very intense full moon because Pluto is also there in the sign of Capricorn in your 5th house. Now, Pluto has been in the sign of Capricorn since 2008, and it's towards the last degrees of the sign of Capricorn. In a couple of years, it will be out of the sign of Capricorn. Now, during this full moon, Pluto is bringing this intense energy to this full moon, which is all about culmination and realization and epiphanies. So during this time, there's a need to release old energies, old habits that is keeping you stuck, especially if it's holding your self-expression back. So it's very important to realize what's in your heart, what you desire, and there's a need for transformation and regeneration in your sense of self, in the way you express yourself, your what's in your heart, your desires, your passions, and all that. So it's very important to focus on what brings you joy, what brings you inner contentment, fulfillment during this time, Virgos. Libras, for you, the full moon in Capricorn on the 13th of July occurs in your fourth house. Now, fourth house is the house of your foundation, both physical and emotional. So, fourth house is associated with your home and family matters, Libras. So, when a full moon occurs in your fourth house, this is an opportunity for you to recognize any growth opportunity in your emotional and physical foundation. So, this is a great time to release any old energies where your home matters are concerned. So this is the perfect time to declutter or renovate your house, or do some DIY around your house to make it more appealing, more relaxing, more to your liking. Or this could also be a time when you're buying or selling a property. So you could be dealing with some kind of energy around home matters, whether it's buying or selling or moving to another place or just renovating your current residence. So this is a good energy in your fourth house. So this is a great time for healing as well. Both physical and spiritual healing is a great time, because fourth house is associated with your emotional self. So this is a great time to release any emotional baggage as well, especially things that is weighing you down and is not good for you anymore, is not helping you grow. This is a time to detach yourself from these old energies, Libras. Now, this full moon will definitely trigger your sense of security, sense of belonging. So it's a perfect time to do any kind of cleaning or decluttering in your house. And also not just physical house, but also your emotional decluttering and cleaning as well. So this is a good time to heal yourself, especially from past energies or past wound. So do voice your opinion, do voice your truth. If you think you have something to say, something that is being held back or something you're not able to express until now, this is a good time to really release that energy and express your express yourself and have more clarity, better understanding in order to move forward, Libras. Now, Sun is in the sign of Cancer during this time, which is your 10th house. So with the Sun in the 10th house, there's a need to balance your home and career during this time, because Sun in the sign of Cancer, and this is Cancer season. So there's a major emphasis on your career matter. So you have been working very hard last 2 weeks, Libras. But during this full moon, do focus on your home matters and, look at yourself, your own well-being, your own nurturance. It's very important that you're nourishing and nurturing yourself during this full moon. Now, along with Sun, there's also Mercury in the sign of Cancer in your 10th house, which is opposite full moon. Now, with Mercury in the 10th house along with Sun, you may have an epiphany kind of situation or some kind of important realization regarding your home and careers during this time. Now, North Node and Uranus is in the 8th house, in the house of shared finance and shared values. So this is a time to really strongly focus on your financial goals, whatever strategy you have going forward, especially jointly or mutually beneficial financial situations, or even social finance if you have any kind of loan or debt to pay off, or if you're requesting for loan or debt during this time, personal finance, then this is a good time to think about those energies as well, because managing your financial matters better during this time is going to help you free up your mind and will unburden you from any kind of financial issues that you might have had in the past. Now, Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn during this time, in the 4th house in the sign of Capricorn, along with full moon. Now, they are not conjunct, but they are in the same sign, so in your 4th house. Now, Pluto has been in your 4th house in Capricorn since 2008, so it's already transforming your home environment since then. Now, along with the full moon here, there's an intense need for transformation, and full moon is this final culminating kind of energy. So this is crucial during this time, especially now going forward, that you release any stuck energy in your home matters, your emotional self, your physical home, your emotional foundation, your physical foundation, in order to bring growth going forward, Libras. So it's very important to prioritize your home life, your family matters, if there are any property matters, to prioritize those matters and not to run the risk of overextending yourself, overworking yourself. And this is a good time to just strike a balance between your work life and your domestic life, and thus acknowledge the growth that needs to take place in your emotional self and the need for healing and mending going forward, Libras. Scorpios, for you, the Capricorn full moon on the 13th of July occurs in your third house. Now, third house is the house of communication and connections. So, this full moon will activate your house of communication. So, this is the best time to voice your truth. So, whatever you have to communicate, whatever message you have, whatever information you want to share, Scorpios, this is the perfect time to share that message. And this can be on social media or even verbally or written, whichever way you want to communicate. This is a great time to do that. Now, when a full moon occurs in third house, it empowers your speech, it empowers your mind and your thinking and your perception, your opinion, everything. So this is a great time to really use your intellect to engage with other people. So it's a great time to intellectually engage with people, be more social, network, connect with people around you. And this can be and this can be new encounters or even your close ties, whoever that is. So this is a great time to really connect with people and take initiative where communication and connections are concerned. Now, full moon is associated with endings or culmination or release or revelation. So this is a time when your communication can lead to some kind of culmination, or your understanding, your thinking, your perception, whatever you have been going, your current situation, whatever situation you are in currently, this full moon can give understanding, better understanding of how to proceed. Now, this can be a very busy time as well, Scorpios, because third house is a house of busyness as well, not business, busyness. So you can be very busy during this time. So you could be running errands during this time, or you are doing some paperwork or taking calls, or maybe sharing information, or there could be some important messages coming towards you during this time, and you may have to deal with those messages during this time. And this can be in your home environment, work environment, personal life, business, professional life, anywhere. So whatever you're doing during this time, there will be a lot of communication and connection energy. There's a lot of emphasis on these energies during this time. Now, Sun is in the sign of Cancer in your ninth house along with Mercury. So there will be some kind of sudden or important realization regarding your belief system, your impulses, how you see things, and your logical mind and your perceptive mind, your impulses. There would be need to balance in order to deal with the energies, the energies around this full moon. So definitely there's a need to strike a balance during this time, especially in your mundane life, daily life, what you do on a daily basis, and get things done quickly so that you can free yourself up to explore, expand, travel, learn, participate in interesting activities, fulfilling activities and all that, because ninth house energy is about adventure, traveling, exploring and all that. Now, North Node and Uranus is in the seventh house in the sign of Taurus, in your opposite sign. Now, North Node and Uranus both are making very positive, harmonious aspect to the full moon, because full moon is in the sign of Capricorn, which is an earth sign, and Taurus is an earth sign as well, where North Node and Uranus are. So your relationship is already going through a major change, reboot, progressive energies. All those energies are there in your social interaction. So this is a great time to take a risk where business partnership is concerned, or negotiations, or if you're signing a contract or business dealing, anything. So this is a great time to take a risk. Obviously you must do your homework before you take the risk, so it must be a calculated risk, but it's a great time to really charge forward, be more progressive, more innovative, and you will feel as if you're on the right path, because the energies are such, you'll feel a strong sense of purpose during this time, where the way you communicate, connect, your business, your professional life, your need for adventure, exploration, travel, learning and all that, you will have a sense of purpose going forward. Now, Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn along with the full moon in your third house. Now, they are not conjunct, but the energies are together in your third house, Scorpio. Now, Pluto is already unearthing, transforming, regenerating your third house matter, which is your thinking, your communication, the way you come across. So with this full moon, this energy of transforming the way you think, your mindset, your outlook will be intensified during this time, because Pluto is in the last degrees of Capricorn. In a couple of years, it will be out of the sign of Capricorn. So this full moon in Capricorn is the time to really transform, regenerate your outlook, mindset, and release any past energy, stuck energies that is not helping you grow. So detach yourself from old ways of doing things and, renew your thinking and look at things with more clarity, better understanding going forward, Scorpios. Sagittarius, for you, the Capricorn full moon on the 13th of July occurs in your second house. Now, second house is the house of your personal finance, your accumulated wealth, material gains, your assets, possessions, and also your self-worth. So a full moon is all about culmination, realization, revelation, endings. It's about clarity and understanding. So when a full moon occurs in your second house of personal finance, this is a time of realization and acknowledging your financial situation. So if there's a need to manage your finances better, have a financial strategy or financial plan to handle your finances better, then this is the best time to put those plans in motion. Now, the sun is in the 8th house in the sign of Cancer along with Mercury. So that's your shared finance and shared values. So there's definitely a need to balance your money with other people's money during this time. So there's a need to balance your money, the money you make by yourself, and the finances that you share with other people. And this is not just spousal finance or joint finances, but also social finance like loans, taxes, inheritance, tax rebate, and all that. So those matters are also on your mind during this time. Now, it is Cancer season, so 8th house energy is already quite prominent for you, Sagittarius. So there already is a focus on power and control in your financial matter, especially joint finances during this time. But especially during this full moon on the 13th of July, there's an emphasis on your finance, on your personal finance, what you make by yourself. So this is a great time to really ask for what you're worth. So if you're in a job situation, this is a great time to ask for a pay rise, or you can apply for another job and get a more money, more salary coming your way during this time, because this full moon in Capricorn in your second house definitely is the energy of demanding what you're worth, Sagittarius. Now, this full moon in Capricorn will also reveal to you, Sagittarius, the balance between your self-worth and the money that you make. So your self-worth is not as a result of the money you have in the bank. Your self-worth is because of the talent you have, the skills, capability you have, and the kind of person that you are. That's what contributes to your self-worth. So don't let your possessions, objects, assets, money, all those things define you in terms of your value. So that is definitely something that you need to understand during this time, and this full moon will bring clarity in those matters. Now, during this time, North Node and Uranus are in the sign of Taurus in your 6th house of work and health and daily life. So here it's already rebooting your daily structures, your lifestyle, all those things are going through massive change. Now, with North Node in your 6th house, you will have a strong sense of purpose where work, health, and your daily routine is concerned. So you're definitely very eager to bring about change and movement and progress in these matters. And with Uranus there, you are definitely willing to take a risk as well. So this full moon energy combining with the planets in Taurus, both are earth sign. Capricorn, Taurus are earth sign, so the planets in there are harmonious with each other. So this is a good time to apply for another job, work, or change your work environment, or go for more paying job, or improve your health, and just daily structure how you go about your daily life during this time. So these energies will definitely bring a change and will give you a better understanding of your money matters. Now, Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn again in your 2nd house. So Pluto has been in your 2nd house in the sign of Capricorn since 2008. So it's already transforming your money matters, your personal finance. Now, with this full moon, now it's not conjunct. Pluto and full moon are not conjunct, but both energies are in your 2nd house. So this is an intense time for transformation in your money matters. So definitely you need to look at your money matters, your personal finance, and recognize any issues that they are. So there's a need to bring balance between what is yours and what is others. So in the joint finance kind of situation. So if there are any kind of sharing issues or issues of power during this time, all these will come to focus and will need to be resolved during this time in order to move forward, Sagittarius. Capricorn, for you, the Capricorn full moon occurs in your sign in your first house. So the emphasis is a lot on you, Capricorn, during this full moon on the 13th of July. Now, the first house is associated with your sense of self, your self-image, your body image, your overall health, your life path, your priorities, your personal destiny, your appearance, and your perception, how you're perceived externally. So when a full moon occurs, which is about culmination, ending, realization, revelations, gratification, and fulfillment, when a full moon occurs in your first house, it brings awareness to all your positives and negatives. So whatever you have experienced over the last 6 months or even over the last 1 year comes to a culmination, comes to a realization, more awareness. So things are more clear during this time. So any efforts that you have been putting in yourself, Capricorn, during the last 6 months period is definitely coming to surface during this time. So any changes regarding your body image or diet or lifestyle or your appearance or the way you project yourself or even other matters like your relationship, financial matters, career, and all that, all these matters is going to come to the surface. Now, if you had any challenges or setbacks or any kind of situation issues and all in the last 6 months, there's a need to recognize those as well during this time. So it's very important to understand and acknowledge the positives and negatives within yourself and strive to improve yourself, strive to make a difference, move forward in order to bring that change that you desire in your life, Capricorn, in your overall life, not just the way you project yourself, not just the way you appear externally, but also within yourself, your own well-being, your own happiness. So that's very important during this full moon. So this is a very intense full moon, Capricorn. Now, Sun is in the sign of Cancer during this full moon, Capricorn, and that's your opposite sign. So it's in the 7th house, in the relationship house. So this season, the Cancer season, is a lot about socializing and your partnership, relationship, and dealing with other people. But during this full moon, the focus is on you. So there's a need to shift the focus from relationship to your own self during this time, and use the next 2 weeks after this full moon to plan yourself, your life, what you want to do, your health matters, take care of your health, maybe a diet plan or exercise regime, whatever you want to introduce during this time. This is a good time to look into these matters. So voice your opinion, communicate and connect with people, and assert yourself and assert your needs as well as you balance expectations of other people. It's very important to focus on what you desire as well, Capricorn. Now, the 1st and 7th house axis is the relationship axis. So there's a need to balance between being independent and being codependent during this time. So it's very important that you are putting your needs first and also respecting other people's needs, but you're also really focusing on your priorities, on your destiny, on your life path, where do you see yourself going forward in the next 6 months especially. So this is a crucial time to focus on your own self. Now, this full moon makes a very harmonious aspect with Uranus in your 5th house in the sign of Taurus, as well as North Node as well, which is also in the 5th house in the sign of Taurus. Now, with this harmonious aspect, this is a great time to really, take a risk regarding your self-expression, your creative expression. So whatever you want to introduce, or whatever you want to do going forward, Capricorn, this is a great time to take a risk and be a little bit more courageous in terms of expressing yourself. Now, 5th house is also a house of startups, side hustles. So, if you want to start something new during this time or think about it, this is a great time to, take the risk and be a little bit bold. And you will definitely feel more aligned to your life path, your soul path, if you take some action regarding your self-expression or starting something that you want to do, something that reveals your own creative side, Capricorn, going forward. Now, the Sun is in the sign of Cancer in the 7th house, and along with Sun, Mercury is also in the sign of Cancer during this full moon. So Sun and Mercury both are conjunct in your 7th house of relationship. So during this time, some kind of important realization or sudden realization will definitely hit you regarding your one-to-one interaction with other people. So it's very important to keep yourself as a priority during this time, and focus on your health and your well-being going forward. Now, Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn in your first house since 2008. So it's already transforming your self-image, your sense of self, your whole persona. Now, this Pluto connects with this full moon. It's not conjunct, but it is in the same sign. So it has that energy. It brings that energy to the full moon, this transformative, intense energy. So this full moon becomes even more important for you, Capricorn, because it's in your first house because of this Pluto energy. So this is definitely an intense time for transformation, and there's definitely a need to take a risk and really do what you want, what you desire going forward, Capricorn. So definitely your sense of self, your self-expression, your relationship, all these are really emphasized during this time, and there's definitely a need to feel a strong sense of purpose going forward and take a chance, take a risk, grab on, be open to new opportunities going forward, Capricorn. Aquarius, for you, the Capricorn full moon occurs in your 12th house. The 12th house is the house of subconscious self, old patterns, past patterns. It's a house of retreat, taking a break. So when a full moon occurs in your 12th house, Aquarius, it brings awareness to your subconscious needs, your subconscious patterns, your subconscious motivation, also your past patterns. So if there are any self-deceiving patterns or escapist tendency during this time, which is keeping you from pursuing your long-term goals, it will bring focus. This full moon is going to bring focus to that. Now, Sun is in the sign of Cancer in your 6th house during this time. So your 6th house and 12th house axis is activated. The 6th house is to do with your daily life, your work and health matters, your productivity and all that. But during this full moon, it's important that you take a break as well, and you recharge your batteries. And if you're overworking, this is time to really look at yourself, your own health, your mental health, your well-being, and not overstress and overwork yourself. Now, full moon in the 12th house will also bring focus to the tendency, if you have a tendency to idealize or romanticize or fantasize a situation, especially when it comes to your career matter, because Capricorn sign has this energy of career, work, your business and all that. So in the 12th house, it can bring a certain sense of need for perfection, and that can lead to illusion and disillusion and self-deception during this time. And this tendency to idolize your situation can keep you from progressing, moving forward in your career, your life path, your soul path, whatever that is. If you're chasing perfection or your idea of perfection during this time, it may keep you from personal progress. So the full moon here will bring light to these matters, and it's important that you are a little bit kinder to yourself. You're taking care of yourself and also working towards your goals through sustained effort. So you are taking care of yourself as well as putting in the work at the same time. Now, 12th house energy is about taking a break, retreating, spending time in solitude as well. So during this time, you definitely will have a need, especially around the Capricorn full moon on the 13th of July, and also maybe a week after that, you will have this overwhelming need to be alone, and you may feel overworked during this time. So this is a time to take a break from your daily schedule, your work routines, whatever you have been doing, and find a balance between the need to work and the need for rest. So definitely it's important to balance your life and have some downtime during this time in order to feel more content, more rejuvenated, more creative, more whole, more wholesome, more fulfilled and satisfied going forward. So it's very important you are taking a break and having some rest during this time as well, Aquarius. Now, the North Node and Uranus is in the sign of Taurus in your 4th house, Aquarius, and this full moon is forming a very positive, harmonious alignment with North Node and Uranus in your 4th house. So Aquarius, for quite some time you're experiencing a reboot or changes, unexpected changes as well in your home environment, in your family setup, in your domestic affairs, also your emotional self during this time. So with this full moon in the 12th house, which is the house of your subconscious self, your deep self, your deeper psychology, any issues arising from your psychology or your subconscious self will come to light during this time, and this may help you unburden yourself in terms of any emotional baggage that you have. You'll be able to, overcome this, or at least understand where the problem is, what the issue is, so that you can, understand it and work towards it, towards your health, towards your well-being, towards your emotional well-being as well. So that's very important energy during this full moon in Capricorn. Now Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn in your 12th house since 2008, so it's already transforming your subconscious self, your health, your well-being, your mental state, your life path, and all that. Also your spirituality. 12th house is to do with your spiritual growth and advancement as well. Now this full moon is going to intensify this transformation and this spiritual growth during this time. So you will definitely you'll definitely have a better understanding of your subconscious self, your spiritual side, where you need to grow, where you need to go, what are the possibilities, where you're idealizing situation, where you're romanticizing, and if your goals are realistic or not. So all these matters will definitely come to better understanding for you, Aquarius, going forward, so that you can make changes, bring about changes in your life, whether it's your work matters, your health matters, your subconscious self, your home environment, your money matters, whatever that might be. This is a great time to understand your subconscious motivation and reassess your life direction, and thus move forward, Aquarius. Pisces, for you the Capricorn full moon occurs in the 11th house. Now 11th house is the house of your social circle, your friend circle, group projects, group work, collaborative work, the organization you work for, business matters, professional gains, your hopes and wishes, and your future plans. So when a full moon occurs in the house which is related to collaborative work and group projects, this is the time when the focus is a lot on your friend circle and on your social circle. Now it is Cancer season, so Sun is in the sign of Cancer in your 5th house, and much of this season during this month of July you were concerned with your own self-expression, your own passion, your own creative self. Now during this full moon there's a special emphasis on being part of a group or playing a role in other people's life and focusing on overall contribution, overall happiness in your life, Pisces, during this time. And not just your life, also your social circle, people around you. Now a full moon in the 11th house will bring awareness to your support system, people close to you, who uplifts you, who contributes to your life, and also the people you contribute, and also the lives you touch, Pisces. So this is a very important time to look at your group projects. If you work in an organization or in a professional setup and you're part of a group like a teamwork or something, then you're looking at your contribution, what you're contributing in a group. So here the focus is not on your individual performance, but in fact your focus is more on what you can achieve as a group. So that's very important during this time. So although you should not compromise on your self-expression, on your creativity, but here you are trying to fit in a group during this full moon. And this full moon is going to bring this realization, this awareness regarding your own contribution in a group project, Pisces. Now the 11th house also touches the humanitarian aspect of life and collective work. So here you are definitely looking for validation in terms of other people. So your friend circle, your social circle, your team, your group, organization, and all that. So you're looking to fit in, you're looking to be part of a group. So you may be called upon during this time to take a responsibility of a charitable organization or humanitarian activity. And it doesn't have to be in a big organization, it can be just in your community. You could be engaging in humanitarian activities, charitable activities in your local environment, in your local area, to contribute, to help others, to support others during this time. So this full moon definitely is going to throw light on your support system, people around you, and you may come across more people as well during this time, because 11th house is to do with new encounters as well. So it's a good idea to connect with new people and work in a group during this time. So this is going to be really useful for your overall growth, Pisces. Now Uranus is in the sign of Taurus in your 3rd house, and North Node is also there in the 3rd house in the sign of Taurus. And both these planetary energy and both these energies are very harmoniously aligned with the full moon in Capricorn, because Capricorn and Taurus both are earth sign. So the planetary energy in there are very harmonious. So this is a time where you are taking a risk in terms of how you communicate, how you connect with people. Your mindset, your outlook, all that is going through a change. And you may also feel a sense of purpose regarding the activity you get yourself involved in and the group project. So the work you're doing, the group projects and all that, you feel connected with it because your mind is also fully engaged in these matters. You're very socially and intellectually engaged in working for a group and uplifting a group of people. Now, Sun is in the 5th house, the house of self-expression, the sign of Cancer. So is Mercury. Mercury is also in the sign of Cancer during this full moon and is conjunct the Sun. So here there may be an important realization regarding your self-expression, regarding your passion projects, regarding your creative expression, also regarding your love life or romance or your children. So some important realization here will help you understand and plan for the future as well going forward. Now, Pluto is in the 11th house in the sign of Capricorn since 2008 for you Pisces. So it's already transforming your social circle since 2008. Now, this full moon in Capricorn, Pluto are both in the sign of Capricorn on the 13th of July. Though they are not conjunct, but the energies are both there in your 11th house. So this is a time of intense transformation where your social circle is concerned, where your support network is concerned, where your contribution in a group project, in a teamwork, in an organization is concerned. So this is a good time to bring about a change going forward through realization, through understanding of the situation better. And this can really transform your life going forward. So it's a good time to engage intellectually and socially with people around you, Pisces.